What's up, guys? It's your boy No Big Deal, and this is Creative Control, the podcast where we dive into music, God, and the intersection of creativity and faith. Today on the podcast, we have my friend, incredible rapper, founder of GloFest and the Glo Collective. Big Glo, not the small one holding down the coast. Miles Minnick. Miles, welcome to the pod, bro.
Man, what's good, bro? It's a blessing to be here, man. Like, this is crazy. I'm all the way in the borough that belongs to Murfrees.
Yes, sir.
And, bro, it's a blessing to be here, dog, for real.
Yes, sir, man. We've been together all weekend.
Yeah.
Just did Holy Smoke.
Glowly
Smoke. Yeah, Glowly Smoke.
You feel
Glowly
me?
Smoke. Yeah,
nah,
man.
that joint was incredible, bro. Like, I'm sure we'll talk more about it, bro, but it's to see, first of all, how many people, and for y'all to break the record of ticket sales,
Yeah,
like
man.
for Holy Smoke, and to have Andy, KB, The Tribe, Heaven on Earth, everybody under one roof, dog, incredible.
Yeah. It really felt like historic this year. Like, it was Heaven on Earth's first performance ever, like you said. We broke the attendance record. Man, you went crazy, bro. Brought the whole coast out. Like, it was just, it felt different this year. You know what I'm saying? But before we get too far into the festival, for those of our listeners who don't know, you know what I'm saying, how you came up and don't know our relationship, from your recollection, how did we first get connected?
Yo, dang, good question, man. So this was 2020. I was fresh off of my first tour. I did a tour with Stephen Malcolm in Dayton. It was the Invasion tour.
Yes, sir.
During the pandemic, thought I was going a little crazy. You know what I'm saying? I had just recorded a song with Hovey.
Yeah.
You know, I was on Cloud 10. And then Cinematics, your videographer, my
Shout
good
out Garrett.
friend, he reached out to me. He was like, bro, I would love to shoot a video for you. I'm in Atlanta a lot. I see you're in Atlanta as well. I said, look, let's do a video to a song that I do with Dill. Can you connect me with him? And he was like, oh, I got you. Say less. Put us in a text thread. And he was like, yo, I really rock with Pluto. Your song's 1K Feud.
Yeah.
Maybe we could do a remix to that. And I was like, nah, let's do something fresh.
Yeah.
And then we came with WIT.
Yeah.
I flew to Nashville for the video. First time in Nashville at that time.
Yeah.
Fell in love with the city. And we just hit it off, bro. You took me to like this colorful garden.
Yeah.
For the video.
Centennial Park. Yeah.
You were shaking your dreads
Yeah.
and stuff. And that paired with Show Out was the two songs that really launched my career.
Yeah,
bro,
yeah.
For real.
Yeah. That was a special time, man. That was I'm every time I do this podcast, I'm learning more and more that Cinematics, Garrett, he's like a connector.
Yeah.
Like, there's actually like multiple stories. It's like, dang, that was because of like Garrett, you know what I mean? Shout out Garrett. But nah, man, we just like kind of like really quickly hit it off, bro. I really respected how you moved. And even your decision, like, cause I did say that, like, oh yeah, we could do a remix to that, like, but you being like, nah, let's do something like new, like you kind of like capitalizing on that opportunity, and then like, being willing to take that monetary risk, especially at the time, to be like, yo, let's do something new. I'm gonna fly out there, like I'll pay for everything, like you just show up, let's do this video. I was like, wait a minute, like I you know, when you're an entrepreneur, like you can see that in other people, like when you're a risk taker, when you're willing to, like, you know what I mean, put your money where your mouth is. And
I spent all the money from tour on that. Every dollar.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like bet money on the vision that God has given you. Like, I saw that in that moment and I was like, oh, this is different than somebody just asking for a feature. It like made me like want to stay tapped in. And then when we met in person, it was just like there were so many similarities, you know what I mean? And we just hit it off. And yeah, that's like the start of this
But for you to be bought into the vision too, like enough to be a primary artist and enough to be involved with the rollout, dog, you really like trusted me with that joint.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember, was it Where's Dilly or no,
what
bro.
was that? What was
no,
that?
it was Glow Nation. All right. You have been lied to. No big deal. I've been telling you.
Yeah, that's what it
He's
was.
from the 6. No big deal. You have until 5 p.m. West Coast time to expose where you're really from, or we will do it for you. Glow Nation, tag Dilly and tell him to tell the truth.
Yeah.
And then, bro, you was getting tagged and tagged. Yeah. There was skits going on.
Yeah.
And then at 5 o'clock, since you didn't come clean, I had to I had to post that video of you shaking your dreads.
Yeah.
Like, now introducing West Side Dilly. WIT drops tomorrow night. That joint was crazy,
Yeah.
bro.
But that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, we just connected on that level of, like, I feel like so many, and this is like some gems for some new artists, like making a moment, you know, not just putting out music, but creating a moment out of the art that you're putting out. Like, from the first time we collaborated, I was like, man, this guy gets it. And it made me excited. Like, you're talking about my buy-in, but it's like, that's exciting to me. You know, like, I've been captured over the years by my favorite artists making moments out of stuff. And that's what I want to give to the fan base too. And so seeing you doing that right off the bat, you know, it just like reminded me of like how much I love that. And I was like, bet, like, if this how we rocking, like, I'm fully in, because I don't do that for everybody. I've done a lot of features, you know what I'm saying? And one thing is, I don't do features unless I actually like the song. So that's the baseline. But a lot of people don't have that instinct of like, nah, let's make this into a moment, you know?
Yeah, because it's like, bro, I got No Big Deal on a record. I'm a new artist. There's no way I'm going to just do a song.
Yeah.
Let's do the video. There's no way I'm going to just do a video. Let's do a rollout. There's no way I'm going to just do a rollout. Let's go live together.
Yep.
Right before it drops and or right after. And let's capitalize on it, man. So I really appreciate you just being a part of that. And we've been tapped in ever since, for sure.
Yeah. And I mean, I know a lot of artists listen to this too. And that's a trap that artists can fall into, is like, okay, I just need to get the big feature. And they spend money on a big feature or something like that. And how many times have we seen like artists have the feature's crazy and nothing happens, bruh?
More often than not.
Yeah.
For sure. And it's like, I try to safeguard myself from that happening, because like, I'm willing to invest into the feature. I'm willing to make that play, but you got to play it right.
Yep.
You got to maximize it and make it into a moment. And so between me working with you, I think right after you, I worked with Wande and Cray. It was just rinse and repeat. Like, let's just keep going, you know?
Yep. Every single time it's been a moment when you collab. And I think that your fan base appreciates that. And it's a different level of connection all of it is connection, bro. Like, authenticity and connection. And I think the fans, if you're just dropping music, that's cool. Maybe, you know, the content of your music allows them to connect a little bit. But the moment is what makes them like really connect to you as a person, because they can see your personality shine through. They can see your value system shine through. They get inspired. You know, you might be able to articulate things that they've been feeling or they've been hoping for or wanting to see in the world. Yeah. And you're kind of like, that's what I see with you a lot. It's like, you have that, like, they feel like, yeah, this guy gets what I've been wanting to see in the world. You know what I mean? And it inspires them on a deeper level than, here's another song for your playlist. Yeah, bro. You know? Yeah.
I can't release a song without, you know, telling people why they should care, you know, or doing something to make them care, or showing them how much I care about it. It's like, I never want to just release something just to release it. Right. It got to mean something, and you got to learn how to communicate what that means to you, you know?
Yeah. So for those who aren't acquainted with you, how did you like get into this? Like, how did your career start?
Woo. Yo, so really, I was a general market artist living in the Bay Area, doing all the gangster music, you know, like, if you're from Cali, you know, like, back in the 2013, 2014 era, it was a whole lot of party music and or the gangsta knock your head off music, and that's what I was raised around, so inevitably fell into that. But then when the Lord really snatched me up, I became a youth pastor for a couple years. And even though I was youth pastor and I was still like rapping on the side, I was low key like famous at my church. Like I made anthems for the church, dances for the church, you know what I'm saying? It was going kind of crazy. So I felt the leading of the Lord to like put my all into the music. And to me, put my all was just do whatever I knew how to do, which was do videos on Instagram and do every type of show I could. Secular show, community show, and church show. But in 2018, I did an award ceremony in the Bay called 9 Quota Awards. Okay. And I was the only Christian rapper there. Okay. And now you got people smoking in there, girls twerking in there, turned up, gang fights, all kind of stuff. And for me being the only Christian rapper, I'm like, all right, God, you called me here. Let's run it. And yo, the set was going crazy. But in the middle of my set, the sound got cut off. Well, my music got cut off. Yeah. Either they cut it off or it was a difficulty, whatever it was. But instead of me pointing at the sound man like, yo, I started freestyling. I freestyled a hook, and it went like, devil wanna run up on me, it's bad. Devil wanna run up on me, it's bad. The whole theater went crazy, erupted. Somebody recorded it, and it went viral on Facebook.
Okay.
And
I didn't know this.
Yeah, brother. That's what started my Christian rap career for me to have any type of audience. And it really began just in Cali amongst like the KMF Victory Outreach crowd. And then 2019, Joey Vontez, I'm back. He put me on I'm back. Then I worked with Few.
And so he heard of you from that, probably.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, from that. And Rapzilla started picking me up a little bit right after that, too. Okay. I dropped 3 songs with them. You know, they was doing their little deals. And yeah, man. Then I started working with y'all brothers. I go crazy.
Man, I actually didn't know that. That's wild, bro. I know that song. I didn't know that that was a freestyle like hook. That's crazy.
Yeah, bro. It was crazy. You really can't make stuff like that up.
Yeah. No, that's fire, bro. So before you were doing music, like what were you doing? Or were you just too young before that?
Before I was doing music. Well, before I was full time with music, I was a banker at Wells Fargo Bank.
Okay. Yeah.
At Wells Fargo. Listen, I got love for Wells Fargo, but I hated that job.
Yeah.
I hated that job because it wasn't what I envisioned for myself.
Right.
You know, being in church is like, young man, I see the hand of God in your life. You're going to go to the nations. You're going to do X, Y, and Z. And none of them said, you're going to be at Wells Fargo. So like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, God, this ain't what you said. Lord, this is what you said.
Right.
But that's what I was doing for a cool little minute. And also, I was a YMCA little director for the kids. So,
did you always have the vision, like even at that time, that you wanted to be in music, or what was?
Yeah, before I was even into music, I was into acting.
Okay, so that was the first
that was
artistic.
My first dream.
Okay.
Yeah. I have a couple films under my belt. Well, maybe like 4. Yeah, I have something called Carter High. I don't know if y'all seen it before. It was on Netflix. It was with Vivica Fox. It was.
I gotta tap in now.
Oh,
Carter High. It's still on there.
Carter High. No, it was. It was like top 10 for a minute too. It took a while for it to come out, but it was about Carter High in Dallas. How they had won like the state championship, the football team did, but they got their trophy revoked because they was like doing drugs, selling drugs, like really on that hype. You know what I'm saying? I did a movie called Still Standing as well with Jackie Appiah. It's a Nollywood film, and I had the most lines in that joint. I was like the Chris Tucker of that movie. Like that joint was hard.
Yeah,
hard. But
so wait, Nollywood, that's Nigeria?
Or? Yeah, it's Nigeria.
So did you go out there?
They came to the Bay.
Oh wow. Okay, so see, this is what I'm talking about, bro. You brought Nigeria to the Bay? It's crazy.
Yeah, bro. But I think the movie I'm most proud of is called Guitar Man, and I played the main role in that movie. And it has a tragic ending, but it's touching.
Yeah.
And that should hit distribution really soon, for sure.
Okay. Oh, that's to come.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Word. So like, you know, on this podcast we talk about like the intersection of creativity and faith, and you've mentioned like music, like film. Do you have like your dream started out with acting? Is that where you want to go? Do you always want to do both, or is it more music now? Like,
that's a really good question. So I definitely want to do both.
Yeah,
definitely. And I'm well aware that I could do acting probably longer than I could be a rapper. You know what I mean? Well, I could always rap, right? But like where I'm at now, you know, rapping is the shelf life of a rapper isn't as long as the shelf life of an actor. Look at Morgan Freeman.
Yeah,
he's like 98.
Yeah.
0.5 years old.
He's been old our entire lives.
Our entire lives.
When we were born, he was old.
So I'm saying, like, what's that movie he did with that high school?
Lean on Me.
Right? Lean on Me. Yeah. He was like 85 there, and that was in the 80s.
Yeah.
So like, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
And so I see myself doing both. Even now, me living in LA, like I'm starting to tap into that scene again. So we'll see how far it takes it. Really, what I'm thinking too, I could see like God doing something like where I get casted in like a Netflix like Stranger Things type of show.
Yeah.
And then that blows up the music.
Yeah.
More or something like that.
Yeah.
But I'm not canceling out any of that, you know.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
And do you see like God working through like television and movies, like the climate right now, for me, it seems like, you know, I talk about it being a renaissance. I feel like Christian art historically, we're talking like thousands of years, was like the leaders of art and architecture and innovation. A lot of the masters were Christian. And then like in the last 100 years, like in the West, at least, like the Western hemisphere, not, you know what I'm saying? Not the West Coast. Like it's like flipped, where it's like the church doesn't value art as much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Okay, that's something you could do, but you know, God's really in preaching, you know, and God's really in evangelism. But the artistic stuff can maybe kind of support it, but that's not that hasn't been the historical view of the church.
Yeah.
Like for thousands of years. It's like we can show God's beauty through art. We can communicate concepts about God's character through art in a way that will touch people who are outside of the church, who aren't already bought in, you know. And I think that's gone away for a long time, but I do feel like there's kind of a renaissance happening right now in movies and media. Do you see that? Like,
I agree
what are your
with you,
thoughts
bro.
on that?
I agree. I think the standard is being raised. I think the majority of Christians are getting to a place where they're no longer just satisfied with the status quo. They're no longer satisfied with just saying Jesus in a movie or a song, or putting together a low budget rinky-dink film with a salvation call at the end. It's like, no, like let us tell a story with it and walk the audience through something that they will watch even if they're Christian or not.
Yeah.
Like the movie Jesus Revolution. Like that's a movie that atheist was watching. A movie that did extremely well at the box office with faith-based audiences and, you know, secular audiences. And that was a really good movie.
It really was.
The message of the gospel was there, but overall it was a good movie.
Yeah.
You know, and that's where we're getting as a culture, to where the art is no longer just taking a back seat, right? You could have the concept and the message and the art being excellent, coinciding with each other to get your ultimate, you know, goal across. So that's where we are. And I would say, man, between the tribe and Reach, like what y'all have done and what you're doing, you guys are setting the standard for our genre, you know, because I'm sure you could sit in the studio and just put out slap after slap after slap, just for the sake of being consistent. But even the time it takes for you to put something out, the intentionality behind it, it's like it's not just you releasing stuff to be releasing it. It's like, no, like let's make it matter, make it count. You know what I'm saying? That's why I rock with y'all so much, man. Y'all are leading the charge with that.
Man, thank you, bro. I think that a lot of people are just trying to get on, like however they possibly can. Like they don't really have a craft, you know, they haven't really honed their craft, or they don't really respect like how art can be a reflection of God's character and his creativity. And they're just like, man, like if they were honest at the end of the day, they'd be like, honestly, bro, I just kind of want to get on. I just want to be famous any type of way, which is why there's like antics that don't make sense, like online, like, okay, I'll try music for a while. It's really just whatever will make me famous, and on a deeper level, make me feel loved. Right?
Oh, wow.
So I just need a lot of people to like my post or follow me or whatever. And then I'm just going to kind of like put Jesus on top of it. You know what I mean? But like, I think that the art that I think even historically, like this art that we're talking about that really displays God's love or some aspect of his character, or even could display his character by showing what's wrong in the world, showing something that doesn't match with his character, right? It depict that. I think it always has some element of risk to it. And that's what I see missing when people are just trying to get on. It's like, what's the safest thing I can do? What's, like you said, what's the most consistent and safe thing I can do so I can just stay on? But I think that what connects with people is vulnerability, authenticity, right? And that takes taking a risk, you know?
Does.
Like, for example, like what you said, like for me, my last album, like where I'm at in my career, it would have made sense to just do 10 songs with all the features that I have access to at this point in my career.
10 singles.
10 singles, you know what I mean? Get the producers, you know what I'm saying? Get the features and just go crazy. But it was like, man, if I was just trying to make money, I'd do something else, bruh. This is way too hard. Like, if you just trying to make money, bruh, like maybe I will go to Wells Fargo. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's like, why am I doing this, bro? I'm doing this because I feel like God, the way that God captured me and brought me into the family was through seeing his beauty and his love through creation and through art and through community. And so those are the things that I want to bring into focus for other people. I've lost sight of it if I'm just trying to maintain, you know, monthly listeners or maintain followers or whatever. I've lost it. You know what I mean? And so I think that I think risk is an aspect where you can measure like if somebody is still kind of keeping true art first, you know?
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
I think even with my recent album, Christ Like California, it's like on the surface, like, oh, he did a West Coast project. But if you really listen to it, there's a lot of risk there. And there's vulnerability there, probably even more than I've ever been able to tap into.
Right.
On track 11 on the project, there's a song called Find My Way. It's a song where I'm addressing the deepest form of trauma for me that I've experienced with me being abandoned by my mom. You know, and not mentioning her name, not saying it was my mom, but still walking the audience through like what it feels like to yearn for someone who's not showing up. You know, and with it still being through the lens of a Christian perspective,
Right.
Not saying God, but still you could hear and feel the heart of God and the pain of a person.
Yeah.
You know, on the record, without it being a West Coast sound,
Right.
without it being something you could sneeze to. It was a risk, it was vulnerability, and it was authentic to me. And without that being a slapper, I get approached about that song
Right.
a lot more than Boost It Up or
Yeah.
Squabble. It's like that song really helped me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what you're saying is very true, bro. We got to tap more into that and keep the main thing the main thing.
Yeah.
Like, I never want to get caught up in the numbers
Right.
of something. Your monthly listeners or all of this or all of that. Like, if we just stay true to what God called us to do and keeping that spirit of excellence, all of that stuff will eventually come.
Yeah. Yeah. One of my mentors said, like, the numbers are like a lagging metric. So it's like, you should be thinking about the impact that you're making and like the people that you're helping. And of course, are you being obedient to God? And then the numbers are like, they come from that. Either way, like the things you're focused on are those things: obedience, you know, service, excellence. And then the numbers can inform you on like, okay, maybe I should change my approach to get this to the people that it needs to go to. But if you're putting the numbers ahead of those other things, if it's not the lagging metric, it's the primary metric, then again, you're just like, what can I do to maintain these numbers or to get these? Yeah, and it's out of order, right? And like you shared with that, it's like you need both of those because people need both of those. You know what I mean? People need to feel like I said, I don't know if we were even rolling when we said this, but they need to feel like you can articulate the things that they've gone through trauma-wise. Like there's people who have heard that song who didn't know how to articulate that.
Right.
Or they thought they were alone. But check this out. Songs like Big, right? Like those songs attracted them most likely.
Yeah.
Like they didn't hear about you from the deeper songs. They heard about you from one of the slaps, right? Yeah. And then they see the moment that you made, and they're like, bro, I feel connected to Miles. He's a type of dude like me, or I aspire to be, or that I would just like to be around, or I appreciate what he's doing, right? Mm-hmm. And so that they feel connected to you. And then you let them in, and they're like, if they've experienced that, they're like, wait, Miles Minnick knows what it's like to go through what I went through. You know what I mean? So you need both.
Yeah.
You really need both, but I think that both sides make the other one hit more. You know what I mean?
No, that's facts. That's facts. Because by me dropping a song like Find My Way, it almost humanizes me.
Yeah.
You know, to where it's like, oh, he's one of us.
Right.
Like, then they could appreciate everything else more because they then see themselves in us.
Yeah.
You know, which means when we win, they feel like they're winning because when they look at us, they see themselves.
Yep. And even deeper, they probably thought of you as like a very joyful, triumphant, successful person
Who never takes an L.
who has experienced an L. Maybe hasn't experienced what they've experienced. Then you let them into that and they're like, wait, so he has that joy even though he's been through what I've been through. So what does that mean for me?
Even though.
You know what I'm saying?
That's hard.
I think both of them like together is what makes it hit. You know what I mean? I experienced that as well. Like, similar to your song Find My Way, like I have a song on The People We Became called Didn't Cry. And a lot of people know me from Parabolic, from Styx, from Willie, from King Jesus. And then they hear a song like Didn't Cry, and I've got many messages where people are like, man, I didn't know how to deal with the grief in my life. I compartmentalized it. And then when I was listening to that song, that's when God like broke through for me. You know what I mean? And like I was able to deal with the loss and the grief in my life. But again, it's like if you only put out Didn't Cry and Find My Way, they probably never hear of you.
That's true. That's true. It's almost like the hits is like the bait.
Yeah.
To get to the deeper stuff.
It's bait, but it's also authentic. It's also like you really are like who you are in your slaps. Like like the energy, like the way you talk, like the way you came in today, like that's authentic. Because people can get that twisted too. It's not like, okay, I'm going to make a hit, so now I turn my authenticity off. Like it's authentic all the way through, but we're multifaceted. We're dynamic. Yes. You know what I mean? Like we really feel both of those ways. And I think that's what connects with people. You know what I mean? When they listen to Miles Minnick, when they see Miles Minnick, and that's going to translate into other things. When they see you on the screen, all that context that you've given them through music, through making things a moment, that translates onto the screen. It's like even with Will Smith, like growing up, it's like, bruh, he did some movies that were, it's like, bruh, this movie's not good. Yeah. But everybody loved it because it's Will Smith.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's a context. Like, we're tied in with him, you know? Same thing with Denzel. Like, you know, I'll probably get some heat from that, but not every movie. Come on, bro, tell the truth. Not every movie. You know what I'm saying? But it's Denzel. We're tied in.
It's Denzel. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we've seen the journey. Yeah. We've seen the ups and the downs of that person. You know, so we identify with it more and it's able to reach us more, you know, on a deeper level. This is deep. I feel like this is a one-on-one, like, like counseling session. Like you you giving me like the gems, boy.
Well, I mean, it's Dill and Miles, bro. Like this is a special podcast, bro. Like it's a lot of different Speaking of that, so another similarity we have is festival owners, directors. You know what I'm saying? GloFest, this is, what year is this? 3?
3.
GloFest year 3, bro, going crazy. Sold out the GloFest, right?
GloFest for this year, we had a bigger venue. Yeah. So we sold 1,300 tickets. Crazy. We could have sold 100 more.
Yeah.
But still, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you break it down for us, because you did like multiple events, right? It was up and down the coast.
For sure. 2022 Glochella, which is now GloFest.
Yeah.
Glochella started off in Antioch, sold 600 tickets first year by the grace of God. Second year, we had to change it to GloFest because Coachella came after us.
Right.
Shut
down. That's crazy by itself.
I'm sure we'll get into that. Yeah, shut down our Instagram and all of that, but that really helped the hype of everything. It
did,
like,
bro.
Yo, Coachella reaching out to y'all.
Yeah.
Oh, are they intimidated by y'all? X, Y, Z.
I feel like sometimes God just be having fun, bro.
Bro, yeah.
Like, because like he was like, oh, he's never gonna expect this. Like I'm gonna blow this up, but this is the way I'm gonna do it. Like he had to be having fun, bro. Like you know what I'm saying, like,
bro. I feel like he was laughing in heaven. Like look at my sons in a frenzy.
Yeah,
right. We made Wild Summer.
Yeah,
right after that happened, had GloFest last year. That thing went insane. Oversold that joint.
Yeah,
we was in there hot and sweating. Yeah. I think somebody passed out.
Yeah,
we had 1,000.
That's the one I was at, right? Yeah.
We had close to 1,000 people.
That joint was crazy
last year, and the momentum was so crazy. It's like, look, why not just claim the month of November every year as Glovember,
right? And
do a spinoff event every fall. And so we did Glovember in LA, and we sold more tickets in LA than we did in the Bay.
Crazy,
with a crazy lineup.
Yeah,
Caleb Gordon, Alex Jean, Chalai CC, Dika G Kai, Chris Don Reddy, the new viral people.
Yeah.
Went nuts, and then had to run it back in the Bay this year with a new venue at Three Crosses Church in Castro Valley, Hayward, and it went crazy.
Yeah. It looked nuts, bro. It looked nuts.
John Keith held it down for y'all, bro. He went crazy. RG went crazy.
Yeah.
And when I walked out there just to see, like, it was a sea of people, like all the way to the back. I'm like, whoa, that's like nuts, bro.
Yeah. For you, what's the vision for like the festivals? Like, what do you see, 10 years, like, what's your vision for those?
Well, first, it started off because the Bay Area had no Christian rap culture.
Yeah.
As far as like concerts being thrown out there.
Right.
Like at that time, the Reese guys weren't coming as much.
Yeah.
Like, there was nothing for us to do. And so I said, you know what? We're some of the only Christian rappers from here. Let's throw something for us.
Yeah.
Let's throw something for the fans that we have out here and see what happens, because there was a craving for it.
Yeah.
And so now, fast forward 2 years later, it's like, dang, bro, this is actually a thing.
Yeah.
That's
a staple.
Yeah. In the culture that could go beyond what we've imagined, right? So in the next 10 years, bro, I literally seeing this being like a Lollapalooza.
Yep.
Like a Rolling Loud.
Yeah.
Like something that can start from the Bay, but maybe be all over the country. Bay, LA, Dallas, Miami. With the momentum, if you just look at it mathematically, statistically, and the momentum, it can become that.
Yeah.
Each year, our festivals are growing.
Yep.
Each year, as artists, we are growing.
That's right.
And it's not like somebody who's throwing a festival that nobody knows, right?
Yeah.
Who's depending on other artists to like promote it and run it.
Right.
Us as the artists are starting and throwing these festivals.
Yeah.
As we continue to grow and the appetite continues to grow, there's no telling where it could go, but that's what I'm anticipating in the next 5 years.
Yeah. That's right.
And I meant what I said. I drove past the stadium in Nashville. I don't know what the stadium is
Bridgestone.
called. Yeah. I was like, Indie Tribe, Holy Smoke Fest gonna be in these stadiums, bro.
Yeah.
Like that's really what it is, because I really feel like what y'all doing is gonna take it there in the next 3.
Yeah. So, I see the whole tide rising for like everybody. You know what I mean? Like it's like as we keep going and like I said, we keep like community at the forefront, because I think that's a little bit something that's different about our festivals, and this era that we're in right now is very communal. You know what was dope about like Holy Smoke is Futuristic came.
Yep.
And he's like he's a new believer. You know what I mean? He's been around like which is it's definitely a God thing, but he's been around Christians like for years, but he comes from the mainstream world, and and so this was his first Christian event, was Holy Smoke. And he texted me after saying like he loved everything about the festival, but the things that stood out, because he was big in general market. He was doing Warp Tour, like going on tour with Tech Nine and all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? His own tours. And he was saying that like the fact that there weren't factions like at Holy Smoke, like everybody was showing love. Everybody was happy to see. Everybody was watching each other's sets.
Yeah.
Like was congratulating each other afterwards. Like all the love in the building. And he said even from the crowd and everything, that's what stood out to him the most, like out of everything. You know what I mean? He was like, bro, like when I used to do these like festivals or shows, it'd always be like somebody would, whisper to me like, okay, don't go over there with them because they got a problem with this and they got to. And so I thought it was
crazy.
It was a really great testimony to who Jesus is, that for his first Christian experience, he experienced unity and he experienced love.
Dang.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. We're offering a an alternative.
Yeah.
Where you can still turn up and have fun, but it's safe. Turn up and have fun without somebody smelling like alcohol on your face.
Yeah.
Turn up and have fun.
Yeah.
And not have to worry about those things.
Yeah.
Not have to worry about the gangs in the corner, somebody beating you upside the head.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And so, in all actuality, bro, the world should want more of this.
Yeah.
And
I think they do. Even if they don't know it, I think they do.
And you know what? What's so crazy? Like, we're actually starting to see that, bro. At GloFest, we had like industry folks there.
Yeah.
Like real big time radio people there. DJ Head.
Yeah.
Who's like going live on stage with us.
Yeah.
We had the top.
Yeah, I saw that, bro.
Dog. I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Did a whole Instagram reel recap of the joint. We had the top radio dude from the West Coast there. Bay Area rap legends, Big Rich.
Crazy.
Was there. I'm like, yo, what is happening? But it goes to show, like, we've been walking around talking about new mainstream.
Yeah.
Like, I truly believe it.
Yeah. I like
see,
that.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's the new mainstream, where the mainstream is now having no choice but to embrace what's happening here, because they're seeing that what we're doing is almost more effective, impactful, and even numbers-wise, going crazier than a lot of their people that they deem as like the hottest.
Yeah.
It's wild to even think about, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people are just tired of like the self-destructive, community-destructive music. You know what I mean? Like, they really are. And yeah, you even see like part of the Renaissance that I'm talking about is like a lot of just straight up Christian art is returning to like what it was before this like short departure from that. But also like people who aren't Christians or like just whatever, mainstream, whatever, they're like, dang, maybe we should make some more positive stuff. Yeah. Or we should like at least make it sound like gospel, or it's uplifting, or
like
it's like
Russ.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let the devil win. Like, we see what you're doing.
Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that also I wanted to talk to you about your collaborations, bruh. Because I just saw you collab with LaRussell.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. Like, talk about that song.
Dog. So I was in Wisconsin last year. I did a show out there, and I see this brother hop on a plane. Now, mind you, LaRussell in the Bay is like, he could do no wrong.
Right.
No wrong at all. He's probably the most positive thing to come out of there that most people know. And so when I seen him, I'm like, hey, go get that bag. That's like one of his songs.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, we tapped in for a little bit. But then after we got off the plane, I gave him a donation into his nonprofit.
Oh, fire.
I seen my baggage claim.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, it is some real still out there. You know what I'm saying? He was like, wait a minute. Miles Minnick.
Crazy.
Dog. He's like, nah, you killing it with the Christian rap. Like, you going crazy, bro. I remember you from back then.
Really?
When you was doing that you feel me rap, like back then.
Yeah, so he knew, okay, he was up on that.
He was tapped in.
Yeah.
And so we exchanged numbers that day, never really talked to each other until I seen him at SFO, a different airport, 3 months after that. He's like, bro, you really doing it moving, bro. I'm seeing you at all of these airports, dog. What's going on here? And he's like, bro, I'm going to call you to come to the pergola.
Fire.
I'm like, it's whatever.
Yeah.
Then on Halloween, this brother said, hey, can you pull up to my house at 11 o'clock? It was 10:22. I'm like, I mean, yeah, I guess so. So I pulled up, and I posted this too. I pulled up, and he seen me. He was like, yeah, go crazy. Immediately handed me the mic.
Oh, wow.
And the band is just going. They're like, go. I'm like, hey, I'm in the V with LaRussell. Yeah. In my back like the Ruffles. In my back like a duffel. And we started going crazy.
Yeah.
He was like, they going crazy. They going stupid.
Yeah.
And then that was last year. Then out of nowhere, like a month ago, he's like, bruh, come to the studio.
Crazy.
Let's do a record.
Yeah.
I didn't know when I pulled up, it was going to be 4 different cameras for 4 different social media sites, because he was live everywhere.
Oh, wow.
Dog, YouTube, Instagram, I think Facebook, Twitch. He's like, we're going to make a song right now on live.
Bro, no heads up.
Bro, no heads up, bro. Either times, bro. Either times.
That's crazy, bro.
And but what was crazy too, on the big TV, you seen the chat for Instagram. They was like, Miles Minnick, Miles Minnick. I just found out about Miles Minnick and y'all linking up.
Crazy.
A lot of his fans
yeah.
know about us.
That
too.
kind of makes sense. You know what I mean? Because of what you were saying, like the positive aspect of it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of folks think he's like an underlying Christian rapper because of how positive he is anyway. Yeah. And so, yeah, bro, we did the record. We wrote it in front of 4 cameras, recorded that joint, both did one take, and the vibe was just right. But the funny thing about it, his team that was there never heard Christian rap, but they knew I was a Christian rapper.
Yeah.
And it was like, yo, this is Christian rap?
Right.
Bro, this is what Christian rap sounds like?
Yeah.
Cussing all kinds of like, nigga, you effing hard, bro.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go into your whole catalog, dog. No, bro, no. They was running around the room like, this Christian rap, bro? Why y'all didn't tell me this Christian rap?
Yeah.
I'm like, dang, like, this was really this proving the point.
Right.
You know, this showing people like, bro, not only can Christian rappers spit, not only do we put a high standard on the art, but, bro, we make slappers, dog. They can really resonate with the general audience.
Right.
And so when that song dropped, dog, I'm still in the aftermath of it because it just released. But I don't think anybody, like, people expected it but didn't expect it.
Yeah. That's me. Like, I saw it, I was like, this makes perfect sense, but also this is crazy. Yeah, exactly what you said. It's like I didn't expect it, but once I saw it, I was like, of course. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And
like,
I think what's special about it too, because a lot of people in our space have done songs with mainstream artists, which have gone very well, for the most part. I think what's special about this case is they reached out to us.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't the other way around, which I still would have done.
Right.
But it's like they're seeing us now. Right. And that should say something to people. Like, what we're doing is bigger than the Christian hip hop box in terms of just Rapzilla and the proper excels and stuff. Like, people are not witnessing it. So let's impact the world, bro.
Yeah. I think, I've been saying, like, my hypothesis is that there's millions of people who would appreciate what we're doing and would love to hear it and love to be a part of the movement who literally just don't know about it. Like, they
literally,
like, I think within our space, like, we think, or it's easy to fall into the thinking of, oh, everybody knows about this and they've rejected it. And it's like, that's not true. Like, that's not true. Like, I think the vast majority of people in the world simply do not know about it.
Haven't heard.
Like, how many times have you, because this happens to me all the time, like, and you just described it, but how many times, like, you play your music for somebody or somehow they hear it and their first thing is like, I didn't even know this was going on.
Yeah, bro, all the time, the time. Or they say, I thought Lecrae was the only one.
They think, yeah, that's true. I think that his like press run, because it's not like it's the press runs that make something like known worldwide. And so like his BET run, you know what I'm saying? Like his award show run, like that type of stuff, his collabs with B.O.B. and like all that type of stuff. That's why they know him. They might not have even heard a song, but they're like, oh, I remember him on the red carpet. I remember the BET Cypher. I remember, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, so they think he's the only one.
Yeah, I was doing Shade 45, and it was like, we thought Lecrae was the only one. They compared it to like, with Nicki Minaj, like for a while, people was like, "Oh, she's the only female rapper."
That's a good comparison.
Yeah, but now she may have broke open the door for them, but now they're dominating.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
You feel what I'm saying? So Lecrae may have opened the door. We finna start dominating, brother. Me, you, Hovey, Caleb Gordon. And man, listen, bro. Like I'm in the middle of a press run right now.
Yeah.
Like between Shade 45, then we did Hot 97.
That's fire, bro.
We talking with Big Boy. Charlamagne mislapping the music. Christ-like and stepping. Like we really gonna take it there, bro.
Yeah.
It's time for it.
Yeah.
I think our space is ready for that light.
Yeah.
And I think we have the right representation for sure. Yeah.
I see that, bro. Like that press is what, and I like social media has been really big for our movements. But that traditional press is like, it can't be overstated. You know, it's just another level. It's another level of validity, and that's how we're going to get it to those people. Because again, bro, I really think that it's not that people have rejected it, it's that they haven't heard it. Millions of people would rock with this stuff, and so it's just getting it to them and like capturing them, bringing them in.
You know what's hilarious? When I walked into Shade 45 that day, there was a radio host, I forget her name, but she had a show there. She dang near shut down the lobby. She was like, "Oh, Miles Minnick, I squabble." Everybody stopped their conversations and turned. Like, Christian rap music, just wailing about it.
Yeah,
in front of everybody. To where when I did the interview, they was like, "Yo, this must be something crazy."
Right, and they feel like they missed it. They're like, "Yo, I got to catch up."
Exactly.
Yeah.
And now everybody's like, "Yo, what's your ad? What's your name? What's the music? What's this hype about?" And I think that's a general thing going on right now with the mainstream market. It's like there's an interest and a curiosity. They now want to see what the hype is about because we could no longer be ignored.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it was the same thing at 107.9 and ATL when I was down there. Same thing at the radio station.
I seen your interview too.
Yeah.
That was hard.
Yeah. And on the radar, like they're checking for us now too. Like, bruh, I really think it's like on the way. Like, I think as long as and I think the challenge for us now is what we said earlier, which is keeping the main thing, like keeping obedience and keeping excellence and service at the forefront, and not numbers or not the next, like, you know, big thing that's going on, you know, because that's what makes us different.
Yeah.
Everybody's been playing the other game forever, and we see how that works out, what that leads to. Like, we can't be lied to that doing the same thing that the world does is going to produce a different outcome for us just because we slap a Jesus sticker on it.
Wow.
When the obedience leaves, then the protection is going to leave. So we have to stay focused as God brings us into those rooms.
Yeah. Wow. And that's just so good. It's so good for these artists out there, because I believe there's a lot of people in our space right now that's going to get those opportunities to enter those spaces, right? Can God trust you in those rooms? Can he trust us?
Can he trust you in those rooms?
Can he trust you to be able to keep the main thing, to not put a premium on the publicity or put a premium on you having the spotlight on you, but putting that value system, keeping that value system in place.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not placing a premium on, oh, look at me. I call it the spirit of look at me. The spirit of look at me can ruin everything. The spirit of look at me will cause you to backstab somebody to get to the top. The spirit of look at me will cause you to lose friends. The spirit of look at me will cause you to lose the voice of God. You know what I'm saying? But where we headed now, we gonna keep the main thing where it need to be, brother. 100%.
Have to. I want to talk about one more collab, the Maverick City, bro.
Damn, I'm on a run, bro. What is going on? Bro, listen, I'll be forgetting about some of these things.
Yeah, I'm reminding you of like this run you've been on, bro.
Like, oh my God, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, shout out Maverick City, bro. Yeah. Shout out Tribal Records, dog. Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
God is working, boy. Dang, sometimes, bro.
I know how it is. This makes sense to me. Yeah. Yeah.
Good God, bro.
How was it like working with them?
I'm still in shock. I'm still in awe. I'm still like, how did this even happen? I got a follow from them January 2nd of this year. I'm sitting there talking with CJ Emilis. Shout out my boy. We're just making plans for the quarter. And then I get the follow from them, and they DM me and said, hey, we want to do some music with you this year. Send us some records. So I sent some in, didn't hear back for a few weeks. Then they said, yo, we got the perfect record for you. They sent it in. It was a Jersey Club song. I'm like, who on your team thought this was the perfect record for Miles Minnick?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, hey, give me 24 hours. I'm going to kill this joint. Then I went to the lab in LA, recorded it, sent it in. they was going nuts on my phone. Yo, you killed this. Oh my God, bro. Oh my God, we gotta do a video. We gonna fly you to Dallas. We gonna put you on tour. We gonna and so they flew us to Dallas for the video. That was the lead single for their project. We did like a press photo shoot, did all kind of press content. They put me in the picture for Maverick City. Like I'm like in forefront on their Spotify picture. I'm like, am I like a Maverick now? Like, like what is happening here? And they just been supporting like ever since. They put up the Holy Smoke. Well, yeah, you know Bailey works for them now. Bailey, Bailey. Yeah. So he all on the tribal Instagram, like posting me like all over.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know they were at Holy Smoke.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know tribal was like represented.
For surely. All
right. Okay. Hey.
So it was.
I love that.
It was crazy, bro. Like, yeah, I'm still just in awe, bro.
Yeah,
for real.
Yeah, you are on a crazy run, bro. Like, and I know as an artist, and we got a lot of artists watching this. Like, a lot of times, even when you're fighting to keep your heart in the right place, like there's so much going on that like you're thinking about the next thing. You know what I mean? And you're thinking about like, okay, dang, I know what my mission is, and you're thinking about the next thing, and it's hard to celebrate and honor God for what he's already done. It's like, bruh, like whatever, 5 years ago, like if somebody was to tell you just the things that have happened for you since January, you'd be like, oh, I made it. Like, you'd be like, oh, that's it. I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, if somebody was like Maverick Russell, you know what I'm saying? Like everything that like the like multiple fests, like, you know what I'm saying? Like if they were to tell you everything, you'd be like, bro, what? But and that's another aspect of community is like that's people deep. To like help you like celebrate that.
That's so deep. I think the people around me are very much so like me, to where it's like, okay, that was great. How are we gonna keep the momentum going?
Yeah.
Like, what's next? But moments like this, man, they are necessary, because the Maverick City song dropped 2 months ago. But it feels like a year ago.
Yeah.
Because of how much that's happening.
Yeah.
But no, I wanna show God like that I appreciate what he's doing, and I don't want to keep asking for the next without thanking him for the now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's biblical. Like God is a celebratory God. Like he didn't have to have his people have feasts and have celebrations and have years of jubilee, but he desired that. That's not in opposition to his character. That's his revealed character through scripture, and of course chiefly through Jesus. Like Jesus was here, bro. Jesus was here, and the disciples weren't fasting, and people were like, "Why are they not fasting?" He's like, "I mean, I'm here." They'll fast when I'm gone, but I'm here right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's his revealed character. Bro,
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that, man. George, put a celebratory feast on the calendar.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Like, yeah, for real, man. That honors God. You know what I'm saying? That definitely honors God.
Because I want to think about it like, if I gave my son everything he dreamed of over and over, and he just kept asking for more, I would feel away. It's like, you're not going to say thank you? Like, you're not going to pause real quick?
Or even enjoy the thing I gave you.
Oh my! Like for Christmas, like how many times have you bought something for one of your relatives, your nephews, or your cousins, or whatever? It's a toy they play with for the moment, and then they discard it. You know what I'm saying? And you probably spend a pretty penny on that thing. Another kid would be like, "Oh my God, look at this toy!" But they go on to the next thing, and that thing just sitting there in the corner, like they got it.
Yeah,
but they're not enjoying it.
Yeah, and then magnify that by, because the way God gives us gifts is, He tailors it for us. Like, it's one thing to buy the hottest toy and give it to a loved one, but like if you made something for them based on who they are and what they need, God, you brought it into existence for them and you give it to them, and they're like, yeah, that's cool. Okay, so what's next though?
Dang, dang. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I feel like he tailor-made for us? And even just speaking for me, I feel like he tailor-made my wife for me.
Yes.
Like 1,000%. Like I wrote it down in a little booklet, like what I was envisioning for what I wanted God to do.
You were serious with it.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, boom, like to the letter. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, oh, let me continue to honor that. And and then everything I'm living in now, I prayed for.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah. Literally prayed for it. I had the break room blues working at Wells Fargo, just sitting in there dreaming and crying like, God, dude, please do this, do that, do what you said, but also put a little bit of this on it and do that on it. And then everything, bro, is here. I don't want to be one of those people that become discontent. You know, when I'm literally living in what I've asked for plus more.
Yeah. Yep. You're living in an answered prayer, like one of your early answered prayers. Yeah.
Like, yes, keep praying, keep asking, but stay in a constant attitude of gratitude at the same time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can't lose that. And there's one thing I want to return to that you said earlier, which is when we were talking about risk, you know what I mean? And you were talking about, like, you know, you have like your West Coast sound in the slaps, but like Find My Way, it didn't have that sound. And you were talking about how that's like, that was you taking a risk and being vulnerable. But I also want to highlight that, like, maybe now the West Coast sound, which within Christian hip hop, is not a risk, or like, it's like, yeah, you could hop on that and get some numbers off of it. But you've been consistent in that since before it was like, it was a thing. You know what I'm saying? That was one of the things that I was most like, that was another thing that I was like impressed with about you, was even in the mainstream, like regional rap has like started to die out, and everybody's just trying to sound like the top people, and losing like the cultural identity of the regions of the United States or wherever. And like, that was such a big part of hip hop. Yeah. Like such a big part of hip hop culture. And so when you were in CHH and you weren't like, oh, I'm just going to grab like any beat, you know, whatever. I'm not going to grab what's popping off in ATL and just try to ride that wave. You were like, okay, I'm going to do this, but this is in a way, like, this is for my people. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm doing this for the West. And so again, now, like, now the Detroit and the West Coast sound together, they're like big, but you were doing it before that. Dog. You were doing it before that. And that was like, and I was like, yo, I was telling everybody at the time, I was like, I love that he is. That made me feel like you weren't just trying to get on. It made me feel like you had a message, you had a mission, you had a vision, you were intentional with it. You had people you felt like you were called to, and things you were called to do. Because I could even hear the authenticity in the production choices. Yeah, the little locker sound. Bro, I said that. I was like, bro, I need that locker sound, bro, like that. Yeah, bro. I mean, yo, to me, like, I think starting out, I didn't even think about, you know, strategy too much. It was more so what's authentic to me. Exactly. What feels good to me. What comes most natural to me. And that's West Coast music. Yeah. I grew up in that. I'm grafted in that. Exactly. I'm bathed in the hyphy movement. Yeah. Raised by E40 and Too Short and I Am Too, HBK Gang, Tupac, like all of that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so I would be phony to try to come in a different way. Now, of course, I'm going to experiment with different sounds, but my foundation is and will always be what raised me. Yep. You know, which is the Bay Area. You feel me? What can I mix in with my juice? Hyphy juice. You see this? He know how to get me going, bro. It be people in different parts of the world that does that. Like, this says random lyrics from a hyphy song, and it's like, we are one. Yeah. Like this something. Well, you know, I'm tied in, you know. Yeah, but to know that song. I'm trying to tell you, like,
I guarantee you, nobody on this creative control community probably has ever heard that song.
No, definitely not.
It's called Hyphy Juice by the team, Clyde Carson and Cass Kaiser. They had an actual energy drink called Hyphy Juice. Because Hyphy, you get hyphy.
I've had it.
Yeah?
Oh, bro, I'm saying, like, look, I was raised here, but my whole family is the Bay Area. You know what I'm saying? We doing a show in Berkeley. It's going to be crazy, bro.
You are?
Yeah.
I gotta pull up.
Yeah, bro, please. Please pull up to Berkeley, bro, and let's just make this like.
Let's do it, bro.
Yeah.
You know I live in LA now, though.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'll pull up to the Bay and LA.
Yeah, we have LA, San Diego, Berkeley, Santa Cruz.
Well, you going to the Catalyst?
Yeah.
Right. Well, what venue are you doing?
I actually don't know. I think we're doing all venues though.
What venue you doing in LA?
I don't know. I think Chelsea's looking it up. We'll know in a minute.
You're probably doing the Fonda. Fonda.
I don't know.
The
Moroccan Lounge.
Oh, okay.
Moroccan Lounge.
Yeah, LA got all the venues.
Yeah. So we'll be out there, bro. Yeah, pull up, please. Like the Berkeley one, that'd be crazy, bro.
Oh my God, now that's Bay. Yeah, that's 510.
Yeah, that's my family. My mom went to school out there. You know what I'm saying? Mom went to Berkeley. Dad San Jose State.
She went to UC Berkeley?
Yeah.
Dog, there's no way you could escape the Bay, bro. Bro, it's in you, dog.
Yeah.
You know, your tour starts when? October
4th. Yeah.
Yeah, by then me and John's project will probably be out.
Oh, that'd be perfect, bro. Oh shoot! Now we're gonna have to talk about these little West Coast dates, bro.
I'm saying,
we're gonna have to talk about this, bro. All right, bro. I think we are about to wrap up, so that means one thing and one thing only.
What's up?
You are now entering the control room.
Ooh.
Control room. These are rapid fire questions.
Ooh.
You got to answer with the first thing that comes to your mind.
Oh God.
All right. The very first thing that comes to your mind.
Yep.
All right. What's the funniest prank you've ever pulled on someone or had pulled on you?
Ooh. Dang.
You trying to filter through?
No. Okay, no, a recent one, which was pretty funny. I snuck into the house. My wife was home alone, and she was doing the dishes or something, and I creeped into the kitchen, and I was like, and she was like, "Oh my God!" Like, I was like,
she definitely didn't think that was funny.
For sure not.
She definitely did not think that was funny, bro. You thought it was funny.
Oh, 100%. No, 100%. No, 100%. Like, oh my God. Like, she was mad. She was like legit angry at me.
For sure.
Bro.
Yeah. I would probably have to. Yeah, I'd have to get an Airbnb for that night or something like that. Okay. What's your go-to dance move when no one is watching?
The Jersey Club.
The Jersey Club?
Yeah.
Oh shoot. Yeah. I can't even picture that from my that's a good answer.
That's why nobody watching when I'm doing it. Yeah.
Okay. What's the most absurd criticism you've ever received about your work and how did you respond?
That I am not a real Christian. I'm using the name of Jesus to get famous. Mm-hmm. And that was at a time in my career last year, which I wasn't handling it the best. Mm-hmm. I clapped back hard. I forgot what I said.
This was in the comment?
Yes. Yeah. I forgot what I said, but I know I wouldn't say it now. Yeah. I was kind of going off.
Yeah.
But now I would either leave them on red.
Yeah.
Or something not as harsh.
Yeah.
God bless the Pharisees. God bless them.
Now, I get it though, because that one, like, it's like, bruh.
I'll be praying and fasting. I'll be in church. I'm tithing. You know what I'm saying? Giving to the needy. Yeah. Like, I'm not a Christian.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it for God.
Yeah.
If I was doing it for me.
Bruh, it's like.
If I was, come on.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. What's your favorite No Big Deal lyric?
Ooh.
Fast.
Shout out the Bay. We don't live in the valley. No.
Okay. Yeah. That was a good pull right there.
Yeah.
Shout out the Bay. We don't live in the valley. No. Mm-hmm. Bro, I've never heard anybody say that as like, even quote that at all.
Come on, bro.
You're too West Coast,
that
bro.
That stood out to me.
You're too West
Coast. But
Coast.
also, on President, I was just saying this when I pulled up. Said, see that I'm winning and think that I'm sinning. You gotta be kidding. Or actually, I guess you're right. Factually. Thankful the Savior took that from me happily.
Yes,
oh
sir.
my gosh, bro. That's a whole sermon series.
Yeah.
Right there, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You see that I'm winning. See, why are you equating winning to sinning? Why I gotta sin to win? Why I can't win with God?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, bro.
I'm gonna have to bring you back to answer that every single podcast.
Why I can't win with God, bro?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
All right. Final question. First thing off the top of your head. What is your specific problem with John Keith?
My specific problem with John Keith. Of course, he's filming this. Okay, the first thing that came to my head is this brother is a sailor.
A sailor?
Well, he cussed like a sailor.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yo, that was the perfect delivery. That's it. That's the end of the podcast. My name is No Big Deal, Miles Minnick. This is Creative Control. We'll catch y'all next time, man.
Yee!